we'll see how it goes. Because I think Ultimate is so used to playing Sova. I'm really looking forward to seeing him on this Sky, and definitely looking forward to Nuki's Sage. When he was in Heretics, it was Slowell who played her. So let's see how it goes. To start defending this time.
Any set strategies? No. Straightforward Viper lineup coming out of Mixwell. It takes me back, this, just watching him play Viper on Bind to when Defran was playing Valorant in that Prodigy stack. They were playing up against Fish123. That's going real far back. But it shows how far we've come. And it shows how far this G2 has come as well over the past year or so. Now they've brought in a young talent with Kellox that's going to be on the Jet. And Nuki, one of the better duelists from Team Heretics days, going to be on the Sage.
I don't think it's too bad. Look at this positioning. Kellox is just moving around B.
Instantly mowed him down. That's gets a couple. Now there's a bit of space for the Menace Phantom to make their way in onto B. They don't really have hookah controllers. That's where Nuki is going to be playing. Mixwell's going to try and meet him to pinch around. And Coldamenta will probably have still a good amount of utility to try and punish.
Yeah, at least he has sorry.
Just as the one smoke.
Yeah, let's see how he gets with the dog. Nuki gets one of them, gets the Soba, but okay, this is looking good for Luminos Phantom.
Oh no, this is where it all goes wrong. There's
no,
like, come on,
no
Calvin,
need.
you just lost 13-1. How can you do that? Like, come on, bro.
Because now he can
like,
say
read the room.
he teabag G2. Can you say that? I can't.
I got a kill against Mixwell in a playtest once.
Me too, but you know it's not the same facing one than facing
I went plus
five.
differential to Mixwell because I'm pretty sure I killed him by shooting him in the back of the head, then actively tried to avoid him for the rest of the game just to keep it. It's the little victories, and that is LMF doubling the total runs that they've been able to get so far.
Oh, I hate this skin. Why is this a thing? Do you like them?
Which skins?
I don't know the name in English. The ones that are just like squares.
Oh, Minima, yeah. What is it in Spanish?
I don't know either. I don't have it.
Okay.
I remember one of my colleagues saying it. But every time I see it, I just can't stop thinking about how ugly it is.
It's okay. I also said smoke earlier with Sky, but it's a flash, so...
It works. It works.
You got to get those mistakes out of your system now that we're on our own streams. Get them out now.
Yeah. This is just the practice.
Exactly. It's literally just more of a co-stream at this point because really there's no drama, there's no tension. It's G2 are 1-0 down. They haven't fought up here. They're going to do their best to try and hold it. Vova knows people coming through the teleporter. And Coldamenta Kellox ready and waiting there. Vova does think with a headshot onto Artie, but can't win the duel up against a better Spectre. The plant comes in again.
Yeah, and the retake is going to be on 4B3. You see them taking elbow, taking backside. They don't really have the info. They heard the TP, right? At least two of them.
I imagine so, but they're under a lot of pressure from various different places. The man advantage is there for G2, but the gun advantage still stays with the attacking team of LMF. Natson takes out Nuki as he's trying to peek around, and another duel happens towards the back of the tin can. Artie peeks nicely, Coldamenta is there. Unfortunately, Pitiflan is going to get the double kill towards the end, makes it 2 rounds for LMF. But they're not going to be able to really afford a bit of a bonus round. The G2, as we saw, didn't buy up. They were using LMF's guns against them. Yeah,
a little bit of sheriffs. We're going to see light shields for this round. And as you were saying, it's not really going to be a bonus because the money's not really going to be there. And with this new economy, it's going to be pretty hard to calculate for the next ones. But yeah, let's not forget that this is LMF pick, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
It must be. I still need to get my head around the new system with 6 maps, but I'm pretty sure it's ban, pick, and then the second team picks. And there's 1 map left, so it's only 2 bans over. And so we get the full traditional ban, pick, ban left.
See how this semi-bonus goes for the French team. Pretty standard in the round. See if they decide to take showers. Take care with a Viper wall. Cleaning it nicely though.
As it gets the information that it needs, Nuki's just going to slow orb and wall off of it. not going to take the fight. That's why I was excited to see Bind on this team. They aren't just holding W down, Icebox on A and winning those duels. Now we get to see a bit more of the tactile decision-making from this G2. Right now, with 45 seconds left, they're taking it easy.
Taking it easy, but they use the Seekers, and they know that at least 2 of them, or maybe 3 of them, were on that side of the showers, but seems like they're running away to B, and there's something that's something that maybe Caldamente is being able to read.
So a lot of workflow stuff here. If you see a player in hookah, wall it. If you see a player on B long, smoke it. We're seeing a lot of discipline and ideas from G2, just really burning down the clock of overhead shots, but he's going to keep himself alive. Natson tries to peek into it to punish, but not quite going to be there. Ati's the only one that was able to get that kill. The spike with 8 seconds left to plant it isn't looking likely as Avova's going to watch this doorway. And the slow, glacial pace of G2 to slow down this attack gets them that one round that they need.
Yeah, the one that they needed was, as we said, the bonus for LMF. And also, we need to make a comparison here. I hate comparisons, but let's see how Nuki's Sage does against Abova's Sage that we saw previously on Icebox. I love Abova when he plays smokes, so it's going to be pretty easy for him to stand out on this bind. And
do you think he's the best controller player in Europe?
Abova?
Yeah.
Probably. And he's a really funny guy, so that gives him a lot of points.
That's it, yeah. It's not skill, it's just how well he can crack a joke.
Exactly. You know the importance of sending a message.
Like, Nuki gets a lot of credit and reputation for his time on Heretics, but yeah, Vova seems to be a player that he's second called a lot from talking to Tani, who's over on OG. The roster mania just doesn't seem to stop. So when I think Lowell was out with injury, Avova picked up the reins for a lot of calling, and he's going to be playing second fiddle there yet again to Caldamente, who's going to be the main caller on this game. So whilst maybe you don't see all of the frags in game, he's going to provide a lot of information and really set up plays for Kellogg's. Has to dash out, the paranoia does connect. Right now, G2 aren't really having to push or take these fights, they're just holding these positions, and LMF can't find an inch to grab.
Yeah, I think they're confident with them. Oof. I think they found the inch.
And Caldamente's still gonna, through the poison cloud, seeing if he can find a fight, but mostly sees people move away. But a wall breaking, that's key for Nuki to find out that information. Now, if they saw him throw that slow up, they might know that he's in the tin can. The Hunter's Fury is actually going to come through from the attacking side, forces Nuki out from that position. He's still able to get a kill, which is surprising, and he's going to try and double it up. Natson is there. He's actually been pretty decent overall on this LMF roster, but G2 have just been better. All the individuals chipping in, they bring the score to 2-all.
Yeah, I think that Hunter's Fury was not really good for their teammates, though, because he was forcing them out of their positions in hookah, and Nuki and Mixwell had it really easy to end with their misery. So yeah, that was I think a little mistake for LMF. Another round that goes up to G2, and an eco round that comes in for the Frenchies. Frenchies.
Frenchies. There's a lot of really good full French stacks that are coming out.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got like BDS at the moment, but I think Megasty 2 are all French as well.
Yeah, exactly, with Kellogg's, yeah. Now that he's not in it, they're still winning almost everything that they're playing. Hope they're good.
It's an eco for LMF. They're put under a lot of pressure instantly. Snake Bite, Poison Cloud, Guiding Light, all there to try and keep those players at bay. Kellogg's isn't at all afraid to push, to find a fight, to find the info, to even find a kill. And could find the spike. He's not too far away from where the Viper is, but he's just going to hold on to this angle.
They force a lot of utility in showers. They just can't win duels. I mean, they can, but...
They even try and rotate away, and that gets punished. LMF can't seem to cough without people coming in to dash and take the fight. And Kellogg's there, the hunted dog of G2 is going to continuously find where these straddling members of LMF are going to be. And G2 yet again take the lead. Yeah,
they're taking the lead from this eco round for LMF. As I was saying, LMF was forcing a lot of utility and bathrooms and showers, perdón. I said perdón. You know, you're gonna learn a lot of Spanish. You're gonna learn a lot of Spanish with me. G2 was maybe thinking of a stack coming from showers. It wasn't like that, but still, there's another round for them.
Viper's bit you straight away from Mixwell. Still feels weird to say that, but it's also quite nice. Kellogg's constantly trying to push. He's not afraid at all, but there's 3 players waiting for him this time. The rest of his team have died in that spot. Oh, that's a bit of a wonky one. Kellogg's could at least get a kill through the panic and the spray. Might have wanted to hold the gunfight, see if he could get more information and let them go by. Trigger discipline could be something to look at, yeah, but it's still a 2 versus 4. G2 have always been pretty decent at these, but that was a while ago. Let's see what they can do now.
Yeah, in this 2v3 situation, the spike has been planted, but doesn't get blinded by that paranoia. Let's see how he picks.
Sty moved as well from the Sage over to the Omen, is there to get the 2k. You can never really count G2 out. I think when you look at the stats for all of the API related stuff, it always worked out as if they were a player or 2 player down, they still had a pretty massive success rate chance of winning out the round still. But of course, 4 out of the 5 members of that team have changed pretty dramatically. So it's whether it stays over, whether this is a bit of a, was it a ship of Theseus? Speaking of the whole One Division thing, I don't know if you even watch One Division or anybody, but somebody will get it, I'm sure. It's a G2 team that have moved a lot of parts, but is it still technically the same G2 as it was way back when? That's the philosophical question I suppose we're asking.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like if you remove and replace every part of a ship, it's still the same ship. Is that what you mean?
That's yeah. And it was mentioned in Disney's MCU One Division. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it came up in a conversation, and it's a pretty apt description of this G2 team, I think.
Yeah, it's good. And let's see this 3v3. We've seen a lot of portals, a lot of flashes, but it's gonna end up with the 3v2. Pretty separated on the map. Maybe it's the time to get together. If they get some info, maybe. Nick is in a rough position here. He's probably gonna hear them soon if he hasn't already.
I think Nucky could still do some damage here. It's not going to be an angle that they expected. If there's no pressure coming in from B long,
really low.
It's not been dropped. The teleport might take their attention away. There's 20 seconds still left to plant the spike. And at this point, it might just be for Coldamenta and Nucky to just stall. Make sure that that spike doesn't have the room to get planted. They find the information of where the jet is. The Omen needs to make his way through. And Avova has actually changed up his Nucky even has changed up his position quite a lot. The spike is going to go down uncontested. Coldamenta wins the duel, and now it's just up to Sty, who's hidden behind this metal box. That's one duel won, and now he needs to find Nucky. Can't quite do it. And Nucky in that position clutches out the round for G2, and that's kind of what you expect from the old one, and it seems that they're able to do similar stuff here.
Yeah, but if we compare this game to the last one, to the last map, it's definitely not given the same vibes. Maybe G2 was, overconfident after winning so lightfully with that 13-1 on Icebox, and it's definitely, taking a toll here on Bind. They're defending, and this double controller plus the skies, more for attack.
Yeah.
I think they're doing just fine.
So G2 banned Haven.
Obviously, we haven't seen them in Haven since February, and probably we won't see them in Haven for a long time.
It's nice to see that continue. LMF banned Split, so we could have potentially seen Breeze as the final map if it wasn't for G2 picking Ascent, which again, kind of expected.
Yeah, I was actually expecting Ascent to be first map instead of Icebox.
Maybe it's a map that's been going well for them. Some teams just really can't seem to play it. So I guess if you want to punish a team very early on in the lower brackets, it's picking a map that nobody wants to play, basically.
No, but I think it's also because probably Ascent was their signature map.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's so unlucky. And maybe they don't want to show it this early because they don't think they need it. But
that's true. I like the fact that we gave Kellogg's flack for trigger discipline, and Mixwell had a bit, but not enough. Now Nucky, there's a lockdown that's going to push him off this angle. He wins one duel and is just going to give up all of this space to see if LMF can take it. Bit of a nice wraparound for Avova. They're able to get through because the Killjoy wasn't close enough actually to the alarm bot, but just shuffled there just in time for it to get activated. Aldron follows on 2. Nicole Dementa Nuki gonna try and ease through. They go through the turret. They just absolutely leave it. It gets disabled. The res comes in, and now Pizziplan in the middle of this Viper's pit, last alive with a stinger. And another round where you kind of think G2 have no right winning this one. They clutch it out yet again.
Yeah, I think it was most of Goldamenta's like grace because he used the Seekers to generate a lot of space for his team and also make the other team lose their positions. And they wanted to go for the rest, so that's what they got. They cleaned all lamps because they knew that at least they were going to shoot from there. And pretty clean. They wanted to go for the rest. They only had that one available on lamps because Mixwell was really, really far. But there's another one for them. More of what we expected with a rough start.
See what G2 have in store for this round at least. Interesting point, the Kellogg's hasn't really wanted to bring out the op at all. It seems that he only plays with it when the enemy team might run with the op a little. He'll just use it. If he manages to kill the enemy, he can take it for himself. A nice bit of utility from Carbon, and now the swarm in that corner forces Avova to teleport out. But the patience is there, and G2, they know exactly, or near enough, where these threats are coming in from, and one of them is going to be showered.
We saw Mixwell and Goldamenta playing together on B last map on Icebox, and we're gonna see it again, but just on A. They definitely support each other, breaking the drone, using the flashes, also the venoms, and pretty clean this round, I'd say.
No Carbon. At this point, it seems that Mixwell and the rest are pushing. We're going to find the spike, but it didn't really become an applicable thing at all as Avova gets that final kill. It's been a better look for LMF, a lot closer rounds, but G2 still to be in pole position to move on a little further in this tournament. That's, you know, what we hoped for. I think them going out in the first round would probe a lot of questions into this team overall, I think, but not likely to happen from the looks of it.
I'm sorry, I was reading a message. Let's see what they have ready for this round, which could be one of the less important rounds with a tier 1 buy for the French team. I assume that they're French, right?
I think, yeah. I mean, it'd be pretty weird. I could double check in a second if we can get that information.
Maybe it just sounds fancier.
Yeah, maybe.
I like the name, we'll give them that.
It's the best part of it is just, you know, seeing big orgs like G2 play up against teams that are called like Kiki Poo and all that kind of stuff. But this team, LMF, is finding some nice success into B long. He is there still trying to stall, but the teleport is used. It's going to be an A hit. Mixwell is still over there. Ready to sort of wait against him and call him into. It's a scrappy fight, but he wins it. He's down to 12 HP. Going to try and push and pin it behind, but Killjoy is going to keep watching. Mixwell now knows people are coming in. The Viper's pit is a nice one. That's going to shut it down. And
he needed to make time, and he definitely did.
Natson, because he's already pretty low health, is now down to just 1 HP.
Enemy remaining.
And they just need to find exactly where this Killjoy is. They rode through at the right time, and great play from Mixwell.
Yeah, exactly. That was what we were saying. He was using the Venoms. He had to use the Viper's Pit all to create that time for his team to rotate. And they did. But he just didn't need them at that moment.
Shuts it down all on his own.
Yeah, what can we expect for this last 2 rounds? Again, another eco for Leminas Phantom. And the play that we did, the taking the portal, the being so aggressive on long B and then getting a kill and then taking the portal, we've seen that before. I think with a different result. Let's see what they can do in this 2 last rounds of their attack. Oh, you want our operator? There you go.
Yeah, nice to see it come out. This is the first shot, unfortunately, but it's not going to scare away LMF all that much. Mixwell continues to push, finds some information, but doesn't overstay his welcome. Now Artie's going to watch the angle, and LMF, if they want to rotate over back to A, well, they need to clear all of these different angles that G2 could potentially be hiding from.
Including all the pushes at C. We see them on the radar, on the minimap, cleaning. whole the map, practically. Still don't know, 40 seconds have gone by. No info, no results, and just going slow is what they have to do if they don't get the info in the first seconds of the round.
Coldamenta from distance is about to run into Steinarty. At least the Aldron. Tag is going to not really force Coldamenta off that angle. He's not afraid at all. And Mixwell has a nice little off angle to play from. The shock dart is going to connect onto him, and now he's dashing either side for all of this utility that's coming in. Stai's actually going to stick from the shadows and almost catches off Mixwell, but Kellogg's does get the operator kill. Actually gets a second before Plan to trade out the teammate. He doubles up to make it 2. And now Mixwell, as the spike is going down, tries to go for a wider peak to catch the weak, well, the player that could potentially be caught out whilst planting, but the teammate was there to protect. And that's an yeah, now Nuki has a 1 versus 2 to play, wants to kill the Nan Swarm, does so. One is forced out.
Yes,
That's a really wide peak though. It's dangerous though up against Nuki. Carbon slips in behind. It's a 4th round. Of course he feels he needs to do that. And yeah, not a bad round for LMF.
Yeah, not bad at all. They take the operator. I think a mistake was Mixwell maybe peeking too fast and not waiting for his teammates to be on this, you know, just better position from them on the 3v3. There's another round, the 4th one that we give to the Lemonage Phantom. See what they do on this last one, specifically with that operator. I really want to see it.
It's worth a pop.
Maybe they're gonna go against Mixwell push him, but I think he's gonna pick Showers this time.
I mean, frankly, with the amount of times that G2 have pushed down mid, it's certainly not a bad idea to just put a sniper rifle there and see if they can take an engagement. But I think Mixwell is able to spot it.
I think he's smart enough to know that if they got the operator and he's been pushing every round, he's just not gonna push there now.
Spike drop.
I'm sure he'll find a way potentially. It's a nice use of this toxic screen to get through, but it drops as the Aldron comes through, gets that information. Still trying to play off of this poison cloud that was just placed from LMF. Kellogg's with the operator with the Blade Storm is going to try and push in all on his lonesome. Mixwell still tries to peek, but Pitifline is there ready and waiting, takes him out. Kellogg's is still there, going to be watching this angle. Tries to dash out. That's a nice shot with the Blade Storm. He's fully tagged up. He's still trying to go for more information, and Natson misses with the operator, still under that pressure. Just going to try and go in with the Sheriff now. It's a triple kill for him. You want around to clip and send around to see who is G2 Kellogg's? Well, there's a good one at least.
He wanted some highlights, and then it looks like, oh my god. What a round from Kellogg's. Jesus Christ. This is definitely going on the highlights. Definitely for him. We're gonna see the replay here. Yeah, Mixwell was trying to you know, just defend his friend, and support his jet. He wasn't just lucky enough. The pressure was still on him. Swap the sides. D2 attack is coming into place. Let's see what they got for us. Let's see what they want to show us.
I want to see what they can do on this attack. Kellogg's was pretty low on the kills, sort of middling. I think he was like 6 and 4 very early on. Now he's been running riot a bit more a few of these rounds.
Keep it up.
And he's certainly an exciting prospect to keep an eye on. Even if you aren't a big G2 fan, it's still nice to see. I don't know how old he is. I think he's like 17 maybe, or 18.
18, I think it's 18.
Very young.
Yeah, very young.
He's about to push in and open up this site. The aim goes a bit out the window, so it's just spamming left click to see what he can grab. And Stein, nicely done to sort of teleport through to find a gap. Gets one before Ovova trades him out. Now Coldamenta with the guiding light, seeing if he can clear the site with that utility. Pretty much open for business. The snakebite not quite catching on to Ovova as he's trying to plant the spike. But still, a 3 versus 4 for LMF, it's still winnable.
Yeah, still winnable. The spike's planted. Oh, nice trigger discipline. This was the right call. It was the right call. And the round's gonna be pretty much finished. You were talking about the Jet being too young, Kellex. 18 years old. I think a Jet has to be young, you know, in the way that she has to be reckless and electric and just, you know, a little immature in some cases. But she also needs to be able to learn some discipline. So I really think that's why we see so many young players on the Jet performing so beautifully.
Yeah, Mixwell must be looking at Kellogg's thinking, like, you remind me of a young version of me. Here's everything that I've learned. It's the Padawan and the Master up against the Phantom Menace, but in French, yeah. Mixwell is Qui-Gon Jinn, and then we got Obi-Wan Kellogg's Kenobi. Really playing it out here. Not quite Tatooine. I can't even say it anymore. But it's quite sandy here on Bind. Tatooine, yeah.
I don't actually know if we watch them in Spanish, I'm sorry.
It sounds cooler in Spanish, to be fair. What's the Phantom Menace in Spanish?
La amenaza fantasma.
That's even cooler than the Phantom
La
Menace.
amenaza fantasma.
Yeah.
This is how bad.
Enemy remaining.
Just Sty now. Only had the classic to work with, so it's always looking to be flawless. A team ace as well. Everybody getting involved in G2. And I feel that kind of sums up the game so far. Everybody's had a good game. You know, Cold Dementor not fragging out doesn't need to. IGL in, playing the initiator, more supportive role.
Flashing, cleaning the drones, just playing from backside. I think it's just performing nicely on his role, as you're saying. Abuba's also doing a great job regarding to push in as well as Kellex. Expected, but lovely to see anyway.
It's making me very excited for the next couple of weeks. We've had a long break since even the end of Stage 2, and then obviously since Reykjavik. G2 haven't been playing in officials for just over 2 months, I think it was.
Yeah. Last one, if we don't count the qualifier, last one was against Fnatic, a Fnatic that we did see on Iceland. We're talking about a break for us, but it's definitely a break for them. All of these changes falling into place.
We've had a whole new meta come and go, it feels, with Astra. I haven't seen her play so far in these games, and actually this has turned out to be an exceptional round for LMF. They were just hunkered down, they waited for this A execute, and they won every little duel that they needed to. Mixwell is going to be the last alive. Running the snake bites is going to scare away Flan. See if he can sort of clutch this out. 1 versus 3, he has a Guardian, he's under a lot of pressure, there's 40 seconds to plant that spike. Be a nice way to remind everybody what he can do, but I think it might still be a bit of an overstep. Smoke gone, his sightline onto Sty is a bit better, but not all that much. Now the toxic screen coming in, the paranoia again going to delay him. That's all LMF really need to do. They know that this player can be scary. Not really giving him the time to go for the duels because he'll just do stuff like that. That's Sty down. Knows where Artie is, but the Vandal's going to win out that fight. And a good attempt overall for Mixwell.
Yes, it would have been beautiful to just see that clutch that couldn't happen, picking up his abilities and just using the timings perfectly, counting every second of the round. But you know, you just can't have everything. 5 rounds for La Menace Phantom, not bad. I mean, comparing to first game. Let's see if they can get the next one. Pretty standard. See how this A-set attack goes.
All the players going through mid. Knudsen had a higher perch, but when you're under this much threat from 5 different players, you kind of have to give up those open positions. Mixwell does get the kill in, and this Viper's Pit's going to go down to protect Cold Dementor planting the spike. I wonder how close he is for having his ultimate. Doesn't have it from putting the spike down. But Knudsen's in a nice spot.
Oh, 2 away only. It's because they literally divided the map on 2 sides, and everything's gonna be coming from the same. This crossing of Viper walls is gonna be everything. Oh, that's so good. He avoids the paranoia. It's just a perfect positioning.
Oh! I don't think he expected to run straight into Knudsen. I mean, if he got that final kill, that would have been something else. But still, the triple kill to go into that was nice. Appreciate Sty just running and gunning with the Spectre. Not as good as it used to be, unfortunately.
Yeah. Again, you can't have everything. We see Kellex only getting that Sheriff, so we're gonna see his use his ultimate this round. Let's see if he gets another highlight for us. And the positioning was just so smart. Like that paranoia, when you divide the map like that, it's almost obvious. And his positioning was just perfect. And once he heard it, he just had to wait. Pretty nice.
Out of my way.
There's a Blade Storm 2 coming out of Kellogg's.
Oh, nice.
Mixwell's utility has been pretty decent. The Snake Bites have been fine, and Kellogg's finds one with the Blade Storm, and whilst he can't necessarily get the final kill on the planet, it allows Mixwell to try and clean up. He gets the third, puts them on match point, and LMF, unfortunately, people might not. It is like the first Star Wars. People don't quite appreciate the prequels, and that's what it feels like here in this early in the tournament.
At least it's not the Clones Attack. Is that the name in English?
Attack of the Clones.
The Class of the Clones. Damn.
I imagine the name in Spanish is more interesting than the film ever was.
It sounds mostly the same as El Ataque de los Clones.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty easy to be like, okay, yeah, I can understand that one.
That was pretty easy, and this round is probably going to be easy for G2. Let's see if they can close the map here. See the Viper's Pit on A. Oh.
Mixwell's W button, I think, is just broken. Like, Viper's Pit comes out, he's still flirting with it. He's not afraid. Why do I still feel he's going to win this duel against Pity Flan? At least if he can sneak by, these are angles that the Jet is not going to be able to watch.
He heard him, and he's not even going to go for him, because he already knows where he is. Oh my god. All these way to CT to support his teammates on B side. And it's going to be huge.
Gold down the Penguin.
Oh,
knife him. Knife him. Knife him, you coward. Come on.
Oh, trick of discipline. Come on. Who are you?
The site isn't completely open yet. It is just going to be the Omen. He's not going to check the angle because, of course, he's like, I know where everybody is. Clearly not. Sty was still in elbow. And a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for LMF, but could very well be the end of their tenure, at least for Challenger's one. Natson. Oh, actually, Pitifline is able to just have them all line up the triple kill. And now Kellogg's has to clutch out for his team. He can't do it. Through all of that, LMF lived to fight another round. And maybe a bit overzealous and a bit of hubris from G2. We're thinking that they probably shut that round down in the series as well.
Because there was no knife.
That's it. If he knifed us over
beautiful
there,
beautiful trick of discipline, and then it's just beautiful. But you know, we came here for the show. You know, it's beautiful to watch plays like that. And we know Mixwell is a very big fan of knives, of knifing
yeah,
people.
I can understand just thinking that there was only going to be 2 players at B because mostly you have 3 on A. So I think it was just maybe a bit of a drop in, but it's going to scare LMF to be like, how did he get there? We put a Viper's Pit in mid and he still went through. And he's still adding to that tally now.
Yeah, Mixwell, speaking of the devil, he gets the first kill. And now there is 3 people guarding this side, this A side. He wants to go for rest, I guess, for another game, maybe? 8 orbs you need now to get a rest. 8 orbs. I think that's just crazy.
When you watch some of these players, though, it doesn't feel like there's much of a time difference. They're able to farm up these ultimates quite quickly. And now a full 2 versus 5 for LMF from the Shadows is going to be used to bring the Omen into the teleporter. He's been watched by Nucky. Easy duel for him to win. And that's it. Unfortunately, Menace fought... Oh, I don't want to say it.